Welcome. In this session, we will explore how to ensure business continuity using Azure Site Recovery. We will focus on replication and failover strategies to maintain high availability and protect against disaster. So let's get started. Now, as you can see, the first heading is geo-replication. To ensure high availability and disaster recovery, you can use geo-replication to replicate your data across multiple Azure regions. This ensures that your business continuity is there, even if one of the region experience any outage or any other issue. It automatically recover your resources in a different region if the primary region is down. In simple words, when the primary region is not working, it will fail over or switch to secondary region. So the next concept is failover. Well, you should implement this automatic failover to minimize downtime during disaster recovery. Well, Azure Site Recovery supports different configuration here. The first one is active passive. Well, inactive passive, if one region is actively serving the request or traffic, while the other is passive and only used during failover. In this category, your secondary region is still there, but it is not working right now. So you don't have to pay for all the resources continuously. No, it is passive. It is there, but it is on standby. So primary is active, the secondary will be on standby. That is your active passive. The next one is active active. Here, both regions, primary and secondary, will actually serve to the traffic or request and can handle workloads equally, providing high availability with minimum disruption. Now, in this case, if primary is down, secondary is already working, so the failover will be like instant. Now, before we move to redundancy, let me add one more thing. That is, in both cases, the failover is automatic, but can be manually triggered when necessary by the administrator, ensuring minimal business disruption during a disaster. So, automatic triggers are good, but manual triggers are also possible if the administrator wants it. Now we can go to data redundancy. Well, here you will ensure that the data protection is there through Azure Storage Replication with options like LRS, that is locally redundant storage. Here, replication of your data will be done within one single region, one data center, although 3 copies will be maintained, but in just one location. Or you can use GRS, Geo Redundant Storage, where it replicates your data to a secondary region, ensuring that disaster recovery and availability is there during a regional failure. Remember, in GRS, total 6 replicas will be there, 3 in the primary region and 3 in the secondary region. Now, data redundancy ensures that your critical business data is protected and accessible even during a disaster. The next concept is automated recovery. Well, during failover events, you can use Traffic Manager to automatically route traffic to your secondary backup region. This will actually help to minimize downtime by seamlessly redirecting users to the secondary region. It ensures user experience with little to almost like no disruption during failures. For your users, here I'm talking about your customers, the experience will be almost transparent. they will feel that as if nothing happened. Now let's move to our lab. I will see you in this lab where we will test some of the replication strategies. Hey, welcome. In this lab, we will discuss how to create site recovery. So, to study site recovery, you need to understand that I have created some prerequisites. So, I have one resource group called NITARG in Canada Central, and one resource group called NITARG02 in UK South. So, two resource group in different regions. Now, in the UK South, I have one machine running. So this machine name is NITA test 01. Then I also have, let me show you, I also have the NSG with this machine, a network card attached to this machine, a hard drive, a disk attached to this machine. So this is my environment, this is my resource, and I want to safeguard it. So I want to replicate all this in a different location as well, so that if this site is down, I can fail over to my other site. So how can you create a site recovery? For that, you have to go to Business Continuity Center, then go to your vault. Now, you must have a vault in a different region than your source region. Let's say if your machine, if your source is in UK South, you cannot have your vault in UK South as well. So luckily my vault is in Canada Central. I will use this one. Then click on top, enable site recovery. Now this is my scenario, Azure Virtual Machine Protection. So I will click on enable replication. This is where you will select the region. Now, if I select, let's say, Canada Central, you will see this error. You cannot select the same region where you have your vault. But my machine is in UK South, so I will select UK South. Then in which resource group my machine is? My machine is inside NITA RG02. And that's it. Click Next. Select the machine you want to recover. I only have one machine in that region, so I will select that. Click Next. Now, replication setting. So what is your target location? Where do you want to replicate it? Well, I want to replicate this in Canada Central and inside a resource group called NITA-RG, which I already have. You can create a new network, but I already have a network there. So I will select my network, I will select my subnet. So the machine will be replicated in this location using this network. Click Next. Now, your replication policy. Well, you can change your retention policy, but 24 hours for this demo is good enough, as I'm going to delete this after this demo is done. Now, how will you manage the update? Well, will you do the automation or will you manage it manually? So for this demo, if I want to finish it like right now, I can select manage manually. But if you have an automation account and you have the run book, you can also use automated way to manage your updates. Click Next, and that's it. Now you click on replication and Azure will start the replication in the different region which you selected. If you go here, click here, oh, still deployment in progress. Once it just changes, you can also have a look at the progress. All right, as you can see now saying enabling replication for one VM. All right, all this is done. Now enable replication progress is running. So this thing can take some time as well. Like if your machines are, big, they have a lot of data inside it, or you have many machines, so the complete job can take time. Plus the replication is done. After that, it needs to synchronize as well. Even synchronization can take some time. So it's a long process. But once it is done, then moving on, you will always have a replica, a synchronized replica in the other region. to which you can fail over. So the process is still going on. It's been, I think, like 10 minutes already. So I don't know, maybe it will take a few more minutes for the complete process to complete. I mean, all the steps to be done. All right, as you can see, the replication is done. Now, at this point, if you go back to your Business Continuity Center, go to Vault, then click on your Vault and go to Replicated Items. This is not a backup item, this is replicated items. Perfect. So replication health is perfect. Synchronization will start later. It takes time. And which compute? No, initial synchronization for the virtual machine is in progress. You can change this setting once the initial synchronization is complete. So this takes time. But we can test. We can go to NATARG and refresh. Okay, this is your NATA test 01 disk. This is a replica disk. This is the machine of which we created a replica from UK South to Canada Center. If we move back to Business Continuity Center, go here, replicated items. Now, in the future, if you want to delete the replication, you can just click on it, go to this option, and you can disable replication. Remember, disabling the replication will not delete the original source machine. It will only remove the replicated items. So if you do this will remove the, okay, and it will remove the replicated items. So this is how you create your site recovery and you replicate your items from one location to other. And that's it for this lab. I will see you in the next one. Welcome back. I hope the lab was clear. Now you know that Azure do provide all the solutions to create a very robust disaster recovery plans. The lab just showed you the glimpse. It all depends on your imagination, how good of an architecture you can create. Now, to summarize, geo-replication helps ensure high availability and disaster recovery across multiple Azure regions. Well, failover strategies, whether it is active-passive or active-active, will ensure minimum downtime and business continuity. Data redundancy options with Azure storage like LRS, GRS, ZRS, ZRS, and many more will protect your data in case of regional failure. Traffic Manager, which is again another load balancing service given by Azure, will ensure automatic traffic routing during failover, minimizing the disruption. So by implementing Azure Site Recovery, you can ensure your workloads are always available, even in the event of a disaster. Remember, to attain an overall robust infrastructure, you may have to use multiple Azure services together. They all complement each other. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Take care.